told you the last couple of weeks we've had some good conversations internally. It's helped us in the last couple of weeks. Continuing that process this week, it's led to making a decision to move with Justin as a starter.
Parents were actually at my house last night. I told them, and they wanted to go out to celebrate, and I told them, nah, I'm cool, because I'm kind of winning this weekend. So I mean, there's nothing. I mean, of course, there's some reason to celebrate, but I'm not just gonna be complacent with where I'm at. I'm gonna continue to grow, continue to get better, and just try to work hard each and every day to get wins on Sundays. So
they didn't go out without you?
They went out without me. Yeah. So
where'd they go?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where they went last night, but yeah, they went out without me last night.
Did you celebrate were you just home alone?
I was just home, yeah, with my dog Uno watching film last night. So that's all I was doing.
Justin Fields making the mature, responsible decision now that he's named the full-time starter for the Chicago Bears. A surprising move given the extent to which Matt Nagy had been insisting throughout all of training camp, the preseason, and the regular season that Andy Dalton is still the guy. And he had said Andy Dalton will be, not could be, not maybe, not might be, will be the starter again when healthy. That's out the window now. Oh, you can't lose your job if you're injured. Remember that cliche from years gone by? That is a load of crap. If the replacement comes in and does better than you, you are on the bench. That is how it works. And as Fields was explaining his decision to stay home when his parents wanted to go out and celebrate, the first thing that came to mind to me was 7 years ago, and yes, my God, it's been 7 years, when Johnny Manziel got his opportunity to start, and it was Tuesday night, off day. He didn't stay home and study.
Shocker.
He went to go watch the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and who knows what else.
So Justin Fields already checks the box of the kid gets it. So congratulations, Justin Fields, and now we'll see what he does going forward.
He does get it. He's impressed me from the day he's gotten there, the way he's handled himself, the way he handles himself in every interview session. I mean, he's phenomenal that way. You know, I mean, going back to training camp, sticking up for Andy Dalton during preseason because he got booed. I really am. I'm like, he's made me, with his actions, makes me root for him even more. You know, do I have some questions about his game still? Yeah, okay, but we'll see going forward. All I know is he played really damn good last week, and like Mike, we've been talking about this. I mean, here, I broke some of these plays down on my podcast yesterday, but the style of play that they played last week with Justin Fields is the best way the Chicago Bears can play football. It's how they're built to play, right? And what I mean by that is run the ball, bootlegs, right? Play action pass. Almost every one of his big completions in the game, as you could see here, is a play action pass. And why is that? Because they were dedicated to the run, right? So to me, this is how they should play. It should be almost like Cleveland Browns, Minnesota Vikings type football with a splash of Lamar Jackson type runs, which they did last week, but David Montgomery was in the Wildcat. The one thing I look at the Bears, Mike, and go, like, their O-line, like, people hate on it a lot. We all got to stop hating on it. Their O-line, they can move people in the run game. It's a pretty good group. Center, Mustafa, pretty good. Cody Whitehair, left guard, pretty good. James Daniels, right guard, pretty good. Jermaine Ifedi, right tackle, pretty good. And then Jason Peters, yeah, he's the aging, we'll see, maybe the weak link, but hopefully he can, like, keep it together. But when they play that style of football coupled with their defense, it not only makes sense for Justin Fields, it makes the game a little easier for him. I think it plays to the strengths of their football team. And I think this is the best move, and you know me, this is what I've been pounding for at the table, or pounded the table for a long time.
Well, and the running game is critical here as well because David Montgomery had 106 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Lions on Sunday. He's out with a knee injury. Damian Williams, one of the unheralded stars of Super Bowl 54, gets bumped up. He opted out for all of last year. He had 55 yards and a touchdown on 8 carries on Sunday. So next man up, and they still need to make that offense go through the run game. Justin Fields, and it sounds like we're on the same page with this, he's not yet at the point where you run the offense through him. The way you do with a Josh Allen, a Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
He may get there sooner rather than later. For now, though, he's just the guy who is in charge of an offense that should be run-based, where you can make the play action work off of it, roll him out, use his mobility selectively, lean on your defense. And, there's been this sky is falling mindset with the Bears. They're 2-2. They got the same record as the Seahawks.
Yeah.
They're in the thick of things in the NFC. They're in second place all alone in the NFC North, one game behind the Packers, and they haven't played them yet. So, this even though it doesn't feel like they intended it at all, this is setting up in a pretty useful and potentially fascinating way for the Bears this year.
I agree. I think you explained it the right way, 100%. Do I think he's going to be able to be in the shotgun and dice people up for 8 yards, 10 yards, 12 yards, tight window throws over the middle? No, I'm not sure he can do that yet. But one thing I do know is, first off, when you run play action pass, and the other thing they do is when he does drop back to pass, they throw the ball outside the numbers. So there's a little bit more room for error there as long as you got the arm strength to do it. You're not thrown into tight windows with linebackers and safeties and hands all over the place to where if you are off target a little bit, that's the ball gets intercepted or somebody tips it and it gets intercepted. If they stay to the formula like how you explained it, and you said it, Damian Williams can still go. He's got still 2.5 rockets up his butt. And then the kid they got behind him, Khalil Herbert, is not a bad little player too. And then you couple that with two receivers who, when they have single coverage, they can win almost every time. Mooney's a superstar. He can fly. He can run by anybody in football. He's like Deshaun Jackson, but maybe even with better overall route running skills. And then, of course, Allen Robinson on that side. That's where I look at them and go, yeah, there is something there if they can continue to stay and play this style of football, right? Bill Lazor called the offense last week. I thought there was more of a identity and rhyme and reason to why plays were being called. And you said it. They're 2-2. And I think the reason we poo-poo them for 2-2 is because their 2 wins were ugly. I mean, they were ugly. And then the 2 losses were ugly too. So it's like you're not sure what they are, but I think this is the right path. And I'm kind of excited to see what happens here with Justin Fields going forward.
Darnell Mooney was a 5th-round pick in 2020. He had 5 catches for 125 yards on Sunday, and he caught that nice kind of over-the-shoulder dime that Fields dropped in that we showed earlier down near the goal line. So he can play.
He can.
And the Bears are, for all the attention and scrutiny they've gotten, it's amazing how there is a disconnect between the quality of the team, because the criticism has been so crippling and stifling that it just makes you feel like the Bears stink, and they don't. They're in the mix. And now that they've finally pivoted to Fields, we'll see where they go from here. So even though Matt Nagy changed quarterbacks from Monday to Wednesday, one thing we noticed yesterday on PFTPM, he did not change hoodies. And I got no problem with that. I may or may not have been spotted in the same hoodie on consecutive days or twice in 3 days, and maybe he's got 2 of them. Maybe he has 2 Monsters of the Midway hoodies. But you know what? That's dedication. That's a guy who doesn't leave his team and let them fly home after a Thursday night game.
Second shot you've taken today. Second shot.
And he's grinding. Oh, I got more. I got a lot more. This is a guy who is grinding so hard in the right way that he is not even aware that he's still wearing the same clothes. He possibly hasn't even left the facility since Monday, Urban. That's what you got to do if you're an NFL head coach. You don't take time off. You are always on top of it to the point where you don't even have time to think, did I just wear this the other day? You just put it on. My approach to wardrobe at this stage of my life, whatever's cleanest, whatever's closest. And between the two, closest wins.
Great. That's good to know. Yes. Thank you for that.
You'll have to smell me.
Yeah, I know I don't. I was thinking about your wife. I was going, damn, it's just another pelt on the wall for her to go, yeah, I mean, I'm married to this guy. But no, like in all seriousness, coaches, as you explained it right, they grind like no other. And I certainly don't, doubt the work ethic of Matt Nagy and that coaching staff. And really, my experience, if you ever went into the coach's locker room and the head coach, right, I bet you he has 10 of those hoodies in like 3 different colors. So it's just walk in the morning, the laundry's done, and it's just, okay, what Bear Nike gear do I want to put on today and go out there with? So I don't know. I guess I'm thinking it's been washed, and it's just one of his many sweatshirts that look like that.
It really is amazing, though. I've been to a few team facilities, and you've got the coach's office, and then you've got, in most of them, the little side room in the back, which is kind of like a pathetic solo dorm room, which has all that crap in an open closet and a bed. And you know, we don't talk about this as much as I think we used to in the media. I don't know why, but these guys really are crazy. They will sleep in the facility. They will go nonstop when they're getting ready for a game, and that's what makes this Urban Meyer stuff all the more glaring. We'll be talking more about that, obviously, coming up later.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.